We are now entering the eclipse gateway from May 26th to June 10th. 26th May is celebrated as Wesak in India. On this day, according to Alice Bailey, the Buddha returns to earth at the Wesak Valley in the Himalayas at the exact time of the full moon for 8 minutes, activating a pentacle traced by the great lords, headed by the Christ himself at the apex of the pentacle, which is then followed by a water ceremony. Thus, this is a period when the Buddha, the symbol of divine wisdom, brings in blessings of intense spiritual reset for humanity, which is received by the Christ, the symbol of love, for further dispensation down to humanity. It also coincides with Kurma Jayanti, which is celebrated to commemorate the birth of Lord Vishnu in his second incarnation as Kurma the tortoise. Lord Vishnu is the creator god according to Hindu mythology of the Holy Trinity, and is often depicted seated on and protected by the seven-headed serpent Sheshnag. Both these events of great spiritual significance in terms of spiritual evolution also coincide with the total lunar eclipse or blood moon on May 26th, which means that the winds of change so activated by the eclipse gateway will initiate a restructuring of foundations to initiate a reset or rebirth of spiritual consciousness, so that a previously unavailable or unseen higher perception will now be accessible to the collective. In this decade of 2020, the gateway to the new age, the primary frequencies at play are 1. The frequency of 22. It is associated with the original template of divine wisdom, the blue rose of 22 petals, the Knight Templars, Great Keepers, and Masters of Sacred Geometry. It is the ruling frequency of admission of Earth into the council of the 22 galactic star nations on condition of passing the higher vibrational frequency litmus test. It is associated with the legacy of Mary Magdalene, the 22 original temples of Lemuria, the Pleiades and the daughters of the Emerald Sun, the wise women wisdom keepers, and thus it is a frequency of initiation, activation, collaboration, building, creation, and alchemy. The next frequency is of 4, 2 plus 2, 4, and thus translates into a frequency of shifting foundations and alchemy of new building blocks. In other words, the collapse of the old and building of new firm foundations. Third, the frequency of 33. It is a frequency of manifesting soul purpose via your physical embodiment, via your connection to the divine light, the divine truth, the Godhead, the Goddess head. In other words, it is the rainbow Kundalini bridge connecting your 33-petaled red rose of purpose to the divine wisdom of the 22-petaled blue rose. Fourth, the frequency of 7, the spiritual warrior. The frequency of 7 is of the spiritual warrior, you who are reading or listening to this, who have incarnated at this point in time to establish a new age, much like the seven-headed serpent that protects the Buddha and Lord Vishnu and is seen in ancient temples of Southeast Asia or in the seven pyramids of descent to the underworld traced by the plumed serpent in Mexico on equinox. The spiritual warrior is tasked with the responsibility of being not only the protector of the ancient wisdom that has seeded ancient civilizations of Lemuria, the Mayan civilization of Mesopotamia and Kem, but they also function as the rainbow bridge or channel. In other words, they are the channels or bridge via which the sacred and secret esoteric seeds, cosmic egg of ancient wisdom, are made available for the purpose of laying the foundations of a new age to anchor. The spiritual warriors, the boots on the ground, can further be divided into the following four categories. 1. The Earth Shamans, Templar Knights, Portal Openers, Great Keepers, Masters of Sacred Geometry, and the Flower of Life, the Earth Element. 2. The Water Priestesses, the Shapeshifter Serpent and Mermaid aspects, Dolphin and Whale aspects, the Water Element. 3. The Wise Women Wisdom Keepers, the Record Keepers, the Guardians of the Four Winds of Change, Air Element. And 4. The Dragon and the Lion aspects, the actual warrior builders aspects of transmutation and courage in action, the Fire Element. The spiritual warriors may align with one or more of the aspects stated above. And they are ready now, on the move, activating the portals, connecting the Flower of Life grid, and weaving a new script, a new web of life for a new age. This eclipse gateway, the spiritual warriors, will be activating the winds of change to blow out the old foundations of oppression, power, control, domination, greed, and injustice, so that the new, strong foundations of the Godhead and the Goddess head in equal balance may be established for the emergence of an age grounded in grace, kindness, compassion, courage, integrity, balance, justice, creativity, beauty, and joy, where our interconnections with Gaia and nature and all her sentient expressions of life force energy are honored, revered, and protected, a timeline in alignment with God's will and Ma'at's principles. This is a guided light language meditation of alchemy and manifestation of the new age for those who consider themselves to be the spiritual warriors of the frequency of 7 in this present now on the precipice of a new age, calling in the mother aspect, the father aspect, and the third aspect of holy creation and manifestation, calling in my divine entourage to guide and assist me in this meditation, calling in all the beings of higher love and light who would like to assist in this meditation, and calling in all the power animals who have shown themselves and would like to assist in this meditation, Mother Turtle, Grandmother Spider, the peacock, the bat, the seahorse, the raven, the wasp, and the whales, calling in the four winds of change and the guardians of the four directions. Setting the intention to be aligned with the divine truth across dimensions of time and space, lifetimes, past, present, and future, and all levels of cosmic existence and alternate realities, so that we may birth and anchor a new age of balanced divine feminine and divine masculine, rooted in grace, kindness, compassion, courage, integrity, balance, justice, creativity, beauty, and joy, where Gaia and nature and all her sentient expressions of life force energy are honored, revered, and protected, and our interconnections acknowledged in sacred reverence, a timeline in alignment with God's will and Ma'at's principles. The creation of new life or light unfolds in the depths of the void, the womb. And so it is into this void, the womb of the earth, that we must now descend. We are the rainbow Kundalini bridge, via which the cosmic egg of ancient wisdom, the blue rose of the 22 petals, finds expression on this earth reality via our own individual red rose of 33 petals at the heart center of a soul purpose. Before we enter into the womb of the earth, first a light language transmission to prepare you for this journey. Wasawahal Krakasapahviala Yes, Wahalan Ksiat Ksi. Masmihal and the Rahasababalahis Bakhay Lahyara Wahin Nakriksi Un Mahasayala See yourself now in the particular underground cave or energy vortex you have chosen at a soul level to activate and bring online as a part of the flower of life crystalline grid. Take a moment to feel into the energy of this underground energy vortex. And as you do so, it begins to be illuminated in a soft magenta light. Illuminated thus, you will also notice that there is a stream of water flowing in the cave, which forms the interconnecting network between the various octaves that the spiritual warriors are activating. Now look closely towards the center of the cave. You will begin to notice a symbol of sacred geometry, which is the power generator of this energy vortex. The symbol that you see is uniquely associated with your primary soul purpose and rule in this now as an active agent of change and architect of the new age. A light language transmission now to activate your special individual light code symbol, as this is what you are birthing and anchoring now as part of your soul purpose in service to the greatest good. Kaya wakti rahas bahwa reksin para la yalla sahi wah si si an par si alla at sil si kella sen zerat sia jai bahat aspa fas bahor alkliar sawa yara en mahara hala ya sahya lahi sahi Yes, mas papa hal papa inspirsia mafasil bahsian mahias papa en mafalak el cross bahyar bah es bahsa sarahia un mahak aqua khrisiarahi bah mahyara bahsa lalaya hen mahas mas miahmake bahwah asbahi asraya Wafafaran mahal as bahan makel sianin si bahas wahyel baktaan mahal rasa sahi mahi Take as much time as you like in the embrace of Mother Earth's womb cave. Once you feel initiated, activated, healed, and complete, you may thank the elements of earth, fire, water, air, and spirit that have been activated for you via your own unique light code symbol of sacred geometry. Slowly bring your consciousness out of the cave and back to your present reality. Open your eyes slowly in your own time. You are now the rainbow bridge, bringing forth the wisdom from spirit and the etheric realms into manifestation for the birthing and anchoring of a new age in accordance with the stated intention. Tathast, tathast, tathast.